Okay. So here we go. Sting, so you know what you got to do?
Yep.
You got your questions and everything?
I do.
All right. Jermaine, you're a rookie at this. I know you never done anything like this before. So
right.
Just be comfortable. We'll coach you through it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Well, today's guest owes me a beer, and he still hasn't gave it to me.
And thank you, bro, for me and you just meeting, man. But I love your spirit, man. I owe you a beer, and I'm gonna hold myself to that. When I get down to Opelika, we're gonna link up.
He told me last time he was on this show, he said, "Look, next time we're in Opelika, come August, I owe you a beer." At the time of this recording, it's January. Still have not had that one beer. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the king of all Alabama fans, Jermaine Funnyman Johnson. Jermaine, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for having me again. Let me just say I apologize for making that political promise to you, but I'm gonna make good on it. I have been to Opelika once or twice since we last talked, but there is a pandemic. But I'm gonna get you that beer, brother. You have my word on it.
You liar. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, part of the CTS family, the one and only Stingray. Sting, how you doing?
Good, man. How about y'all? I'm actually 33, so I turned the big 33 yesterday, so I'm doing pretty good, man.
Nice, man. So your birthday always falls on Inauguration Day every 4 years. How does that feel?
It's pretty awesome. I get to share my birthday with interesting stuff.
Yeah. Well,
every 4 years.
Yeah. So I know you remember these inaugurations fondly. What was the most fun one that you could remember in your 33 years?
Obama was rather interesting, I'll just have to say. And then, of course, yesterday, with Biden coming in, and then always, President Trump as well, with all of the backlash and all that. So the last 3 have been pretty insane.
Gotcha. Dig it.
I'm going to have to say Clinton, but that's just me.
In my lifetime, it was definitely Clinton. There was some interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, Clinton, 92 and 96. No, I'm sorry, 93 and 97. Clinton's inaugurations were pretty entertaining. But, I have to be, to be fair, I have to be proud of President Biden because, my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather voted for Biden. So I'm very happy about that. With that said,
wow.
That's the reason why they don't pay. That's the reason why they don't pay me to be a comedian. So Jermaine, last time we saw you, Birmingham, charges were dropped. I remember talking to you on this show. I said, Jermaine, you got to continue doing the couch videos, and you gave me this whole well, I don't know, people kind of disappointed me. And I said, Jermaine, listen, your biggest fan wants to see the couch videos. If I don't get to see the couch videos, I'm coming to wherever you live, and I'm coming to whoop your ass.
Yes, sir.
Last question. You going to be sitting on the couch this season?
We'll see, man. We'll see. It's a tricky position I put myself in. That's just being honest. Yeah.
No,
no, I'm saying now I could definitely turn on the cameras and make the videos whenever I want to. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like there was enough people that showed me that their love was conditional. It doesn't give me the energy, to want to do them. If I'm making sense to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still got love for them. I'm gonna be a Bama fan. We're gonna have some dope watch parties. They're not gonna stop me from doing that, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm telling you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
You stop making the couch videos, I'm gonna come find you. We're not gonna share a beer. I'm gonna put your ass on the couch and I'm gonna put a camera in front of you. You better don't stop making those videos.
You know what? Breaking news: Jermaine Johnson will be making videos on the couch this fall. You would see a little cussing works, man. That's the message this week, bro. A little cussing can get it done.
And then he said, right then and there, we're gonna do the couch videos. And damn it, did we have the best season of couch videos of all the seasons? And you can have one person to think about it.
That would be you, brother. I did, man.
You can thank me.
Yeah, I did. Your threat really, really motivated me. But no, man, it was what you said to me was confirmation, because there were a few other people that have been saying, man, look, we look forward to those. And then I had to think about all the little kids that have sent me videos and, just recapping the videos, and they enjoy them. So I felt it was only right, man. And as you saw in the videos, no political statements, no anything other than football and us coming together. And I think we're better because I did make that decision. People did enjoy them. They seem to like what's his name? Classy Maine more than they actually like me. I don't know, because he's in a tux or whatever. But no, man, we had great numbers as always. The support was just unbelievable. And I think more than anything, myself and all of the athletes at Alabama are showing people that you can speak up for social injustice and still have a voice in Alabama athletics, man. Look at what the basketball team is doing, men and women's. The team has won a national championship, and they got unwarranted backlash just for standing up for the right thing over the summer. So kudos to them. And I'm glad that I was able to speak up and still be a part of the right side of the Alabama family.
Well, yeah, I remember, but first off, you should never, ever let somebody dictate your happiness.
Right.
And that's, to me, because remember, you was my third interview. You were supposed to be my second. Luckily, I had somebody fill in for you. I'm not saying no name, Sting. But it was funny to me because I remember me and you did not agree on the subject. I said, leave the freaking statues alone. But then after talking to you and saw how passionate you was, you kind of did. You changed my mind. You changed my mind to the extent where I was like, well, is it really going to take food off my kid's table?
Right.
And so, we disagreed. But if you saw the interview, we were two people having a discussion because, quite frankly, I didn't tear up my Run the Ball shirts. I'm still sharing your videos. I'm still watching everything you do on social media. So, you have a fan for life. And that's one of the things that what people do. Like, all of a sudden, if you don't agree with somebody politically, like say Robert De Niro.
Right.
I don't agree with nothing he says, but that don't mean I'm going to go tear up Casino. That don't mean I'm going to stop watching Goodfellas.
Right.
You
hit the nail on the head. We got to make disagreeing great again. It's not that hard. I don't feel anybody has to agree with everything that I say, but the nastiness that we've thrown at each other over the past few years. And I hate, people like to talk about a cancel culture. I don't even think it's that. I think we became a pick a side culture, and that was way more dangerous than the cancel culture. Yeah. Because when you do that pick a side thing, you can't give props to the other side when they do the right thing, and you can't hold your side accountable when they do the wrong thing.
I'll give you another example is, you know, Garth Brooks singing at Biden's inauguration. And there were a lot of people that are like, I'm done with Garth Brooks, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting here going, grow up, y'all. I mean, if he wants to do it, do it. You know, I mean, I'm so over this whole cancel culture just because you're on the opposite side, you know, and I can't support you because you said X, Y, and Z. Grow up, people.
Well, Sting, I ain't gonna lie to you. I never started with Garth Brooks.
I've never been a big Garth guy. My favorite country singer, I feel, is just underrated for a lot of different reasons, man. But give Chris Young his flowers. That's a great country artist, man. But he just floats on the radar. But shout out to Tim.
See, now we're gonna start talking about stuff I don't know. I don't even listen to country music, so I don't know anything about it. But
well, you had Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw perform at the inauguration last night, and I think they did a good job.
I didn't watch it. I was busy trying to.
Well, let me say why I think it's important that they did perform, because that's been one of my pet peeves with the liberal side of politics, that I felt they don't speak to my brothers and sisters in Coleman and Opelika, you know. And I'm like, y'all talk about a seat at the table, but y'all don't see y'all talking to them, you know. And then Trump came along and talked to him in his own way. But he did talk to him, and they showed up for him in their own way. But I think this is a good start for them, infusing country artists and, you know, that Southern working conservative mentality into the Biden administration. I think it's imperative that they give my brothers and sisters from the back roads a seat at the table.
Well, now we got all that out of the way. Let's talk about what is important.
Right.
Funny man being the funniest guy in the state of Alabama.
Yeah,
that's debatable. The reason why we now shut up. It's not debatable. You're the greatest comedian in the state of Alabama right now, hands down. I mean, damn, huh?
Debatable. But I thank you, brother. Thank you. Let me just take the.
It's not debatable. Name one person who's funny than you, Jermaine. Name one person.
Oh, my Uncle Junior. Hilarious. Y'all should meet him. You should get him on the show. Definitely.
That reminds me. That reminds me. You know, okay, so everybody who don't know this, Marvin from the Marvin Constant Show, legendary linebacker for the University of Alabama. He's a member of the CTS when he wants to be. Jermaine's actually his cousin. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're not them fake cousins. Our mothers were sisters.
Yes.
First cousin. Yeah.
But he told me a long time ago, he told me something. He told me about your uncle. And I said, I didn't know this. Your uncle was a famous singer. You want to tell us about this?
Yeah, David Ruffin, Temptations.
If y'all don't know who David Ruffin is, look up the movie. Oh, I forgot what movie, but Leon played
Temptations.
The Temptations movie.
Yeah, Leon, the actor Leon was playing him in the movie. So go ahead.
Yeah, he was a character. And we got a lot of artifacts, you know, in the family of David Ruffin, who is from Wynot, Mississippi, which is right there near Meridian and on the Alabama line. In Choctaw County, Butler, Alabama, where a lot of the Ruffins still are to this day. But yeah, he was a character, man. But our family is very proud of him and his legacy. And that's I have 3 ties to the original Temptations, being related to David Ruffin and Eddie Kendrick. And oh God, why am I forgetting his name? I went to the same high school as Eddie Kendrick, and God, who's the other one? It's gonna come to me in a minute. And Paul Williams. Yes. So I actually went to the same high school with those gentlemen. Let me mute my computer also. So yeah, I got 3 very close ties to the original Temptations.
Are you a fan of that movie, The Temptations, on the history of it? Because that movie is amazing.
I don't know how it is in other cities and other cultures, but in Black culture, that is like a top 5 movie. Like we recite lines from that movie all the time. Most famously, David Ruffin's line, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis."
Yeah.
That is like in Black history lore. So yeah.
I'm just happy Jermaine Funnyman is back on the show. You know how hard it is to get Jermaine Funnyman? You have to go see, like, anybody doesn't know, to get Jermaine on your show, you have to go through Jasmin. And Jasmin is like the make or break to get Funnyman on here. Like, there's no games, you got to go through Jasmin. And Jasmin will kill your dreams or make you the happiest man on earth.
Well, I'll tell you this. Jasmin is a graduate of Ole Miss. She loves Ole Miss, but she is a heaven sent. One of my 3 executive assistants, and yeah, she's about her business, man. So she's gonna make sure I'm logged in on time. She's gonna make sure I respond to the emails. But I love me some Jasmin, and yeah, she's one of the 3 keys. You gotta meet the other 2 too, bro.
I got a question. It may get you in some trouble. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
I ain't scared.
Okay. Jasmin, she from scale of 1 to 10.
What? No. Okay, I didn't know you going there. That's just kind of rude.
It may get you in some trouble. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
I ain't scared.
Okay.
There, but if we're talking about just a beautiful person, she's a 12, 13, man. She's a beautiful spirit, loves the Lord, loves Mississippi, loves Memphis, everything about it, loves to work. She is just a beautiful, beautiful person. You do my jazz wrong, I'm coming for your neck. And that's just what
sure.
it is.
Whatever you say, mister, I ain't scared. Stingray,
I'm not scared, but I don't go there. Nah.
Okay. Because you ain't scared. Stingray, you got some questions for a funny man?
I do, man. Let's go to college football for a second, man. Where would you rank this Alabama team? As some are saying it's the best all time. Would you say it's the best all time, or do you have another one that you feel like was better?
As far as what they were able to accomplish and being unified as a team and doing it through COVID, I got to give them the best ever. Probably not the best defense ever. No, not by any stretch. But as a team, collectively, I think the history books will say that they were the best team. And close second would probably be the 2011 squad that had to play LSU twice. I mean, they stuck with it, man. They stuck with it. They kept fighting. They stayed together, and I think they would be the ones that would probably be second. But this one, I'll give it to them because nobody saw it coming.
Right.
With everything we lost last year, losing Tua, losing Jerry Judy, Ruggs, losing what we lost on defense, everybody's like, well, let's just see. And then these guys played an all SEC schedule for 10 games. It were actually 11 games. So they played every team in the SEC minus Vandy in South Carolina. So, greatest Saban Bama team ever. I'll go ahead and give it to him. And it seemed very prematurely, but I think me saying this should age pretty well.
How much longer do you feel like Coach Saban will be doing this? Because, you get it every year about how much longer is this going to be the last one. Since you're so in tune with Alabama, how much longer do you think we can see Nick Saban or Coach Saban on the sidelines?
I don't want to put a time limit on it, but I think it's way longer than people are expecting. And I'll say it because of this reason. Coach Saban has learned, unlike a lot of us, that when you delegate properly, when you hire your Jasmines, people who can do the hard work for you, as he hires great assistant coaches, you get more shelf life on yourself. So he's not beating himself down. He's got people lined up that want to work for him for obvious reasons. His family is here in Birmingham. The kids, the grandkids are growing up. Some of them may be in college in a few years. And I think he's really just enjoying himself. He just won a natty. He's still at the top of his game. He does not look at life like the rest of us normal peons. You know, he's not going to put a time limit on it. I think he literally lives by the 24-hour rule in life. He's like, all right, well, I got this victory, or we won this with family, or I accomplished this. He's just literally going day by day. He's in the present every day, and he's planning for the future. I think it's going to go on longer than people may be expecting.
And I want to go away from Alabama just for a second, because you've been watching Alabama football and been tied in for a long time. Are you surprised at how bad Tennessee has become over the past decade? Basically, because I mean, they were rolling with Peyton Manning and Team Martin, and then ever since then it's been just a downward spiral. Are you surprised by that? Because they used to be a team that you did not want to play the third Saturday in October.
Yeah, I wouldn't say surprised. A little disappointed, because I like when Tennessee is a formidable opponent, but now they haven't been really relevant nationally since about 2007, 8. So what that means is we're 12 years out. So now little kids have grown up knowing a terrible Tennessee. So they have lost to this new generation. They lost a lot of luster to kids who don't live within the state. And that's big in recruiting, because if you got a kid who's now 18, that means when last time Tennessee was good, they were like 5 years old. So it's not thinking about Tennessee. And I think a lot of these schools need to do what Alabama did. Get off the good old boy system. Stop trying to relive the good old days. Go get somebody from outside of the entire program and let them come in and reestablish their own culture. Nick Saban had a perfect situation where he came in to win. He didn't have the boosters down his neck. He wasn't just recruiting kids because of their last name. That's who Alabama was before he got there. I think we had Mike Shula as a coach, who was a former player. So once we got rid of that, we've gone to higher heights. So that's what you got to do. You got to kill the good old boy system. Give your props to Philip Palmer and all them, but get him away from the program. Let him be in the program as, you come back every other year. We'll thank you for 1998, and that's it. But you can't have him around like you couldn't have a Pat Dye around. The longer you try to hold on to the past in that manner, it's going to be problems.
Yes.
Well, in all fairness to Mike Shula, nobody wanted to coach at Alabama. It wasn't like people were knocking down the doors to, oh, please let me coach at Alabama. We was on Alabama was on probation. Nobody. I mean,
it was coach.
We were lucky to get Mike Shula. Because but when it was time to call it a day, Mal Moore said, "Hey, look, we got to go get Saban."
What you're saying, what you're talking about is what I just said. Is nobody wanted to coach because of the good old boy system that was in place.
No, I think nobody wanted to coach because Alabama was in the shits.
Alabama was in the shits because of the good old boy system. Every coach that we had after Bear Bryant had ties to Bear Bryant.
Yes.
Think about it. That's what they were looking for. And the boosters was like, well, we got to get this certain type of guy because he's not going to appeal to, the donors and all of that. And so it was just trash. Here comes Sylvester Croom, who really wanted the job. who was a Bama guy, who was a Tuscaloosa guy, who had the pedigree, who had everything. But the good old boy said, yeah, we ain't ready just yet. He went over to Mississippi State and he beat Bama twice, and he changed Mississippi. Mississippi State has not been the same program since Sylvester Croom put his hands on it. So that's what we're saying, the same thing, but I'm saying that good old boy system makes a program. We were Tennessee during the Mike years, and once we got off of that system, got Saban, who had no ties to the program, just a born winner, a born coach, got out of his way and let him do his thing. Here we are, national champions yet again.
How important do you think Mal Moore was to the system?
Oh, absolutely important. He had to pull that trigger. I always appreciated Mal Moore as a business mind, and he was looking ahead. Now, when you're in Alabama, there's always going to be hindrances and the voices that keep coming in your ear that write the checks, because they come from a different time, you know, and they're going to make different decisions. And I know that was a big reason Sylvester Croom never got the job. But I don't try to make everything a black and white issues, but there's sometimes we just have black and white issues, and it's okay. We've learned to work around them. But Saban brought none of those issues in, and Mal Moore saw the vision. He stalked Saban. He took several plane trips to Miami. He made the calls. He did what he needed to do. Shout out to Mal Moore. He gets a whole lot of credit for making that happen. Because a lot of people were saying, nah, Shula just had a bad year, give him one more year. Saban ain't gonna never come. A lot of people were still on the Rich Rod train for some years, all that. So Mal Moore, God rest his soul, he gets a ton of credit for what Alabama's experiencing right now.
How close right now are you to the current program at Alabama? Do you talk to the players, the administration, that kind of stuff?
Outside of social media, I don't really talk to the players much. They follow me, I follow them. My relationship with the university before pre-COVID was in a fundraising thing. That's how I got in good with them. Like, we literally travel across the country with the Alumni Association, just hosting programs. We were breaking fundraising records, man. So people were coming out to the shows. I mean, we did big cities, we did small towns, we had it rocking, and the relationship was great. Now, because of COVID and since the statue thing, of course, we haven't talked much. But, you know, if they feel like it's good for me to come back into the fold and help raise money, that's exactly what I'll do. But if they feel it's best for us to part ways, I got no issue with that either.
Yes.
Hold on, stop. Hang on, stop right there. Jermaine. I know you moved on, and I'm not talking to you, but I think it's time for everybody to move the on. It's over with. Yeah. You know, this shit wasn't that fucking big of a deal. It was a fucking old ass statue that nobody really gave a shit about. I think people really were hurt about you cussing, and you know, and then that happened afterwards. But it's over with. I mean, you still the man in the state of Alabama. You got, you know, you got over 400,000 followers on Facebook. I mean, that's still a lot.
Well,
I mean, it's more than
700 across all platforms if you add it up. But listen,
well, I mean, I only follow you on Facebook. But the point of the matter is, everybody needs. I'm going on a little rant here. Everybody needs to get the fuck over it. Let
me interject. I'll say this. When I took the stand, that's one thing. But I'm always a realist, and I have to accept everything that came with it. That statue meant a lot to some people. The Confederacy means a lot to some people. I don't get it, but it is what it is. And I've always said to them, and I went on conservative radio, I said, I believe there should be statues and markers where actual battles took place. I think you should know the history at those places. Birmingham is not that place. We weren't even founded during the Civil War. Nothing happened on this land that signified the Confederacy. Now, the Union does have some history here at Arlington, but that's about it. So I'm not just anti.
The historic statues mean a lot to me. The statue meant a lot to me. But hell, you mean a lot to me. I mean, which one do I care more about? Do I care more about a statue, or do I care more about Funny Man that makes me laugh? Well, do I care more about a statue that I've never seen a day in my life? Or do I care about the man that is always, if you go on my Facebook page for the last 4 years, you see nothing but Funny Man videos that on the couch. So you get, like, for me, what decision do I make? Do I make a decision about a statue that I've never seen because I want to stand on my stance of his history?
Right.
Or do I want the guy who entertains me?
Well, I can be honest, man. Everybody's not gonna feel the same way, and I could move a statue off of public property. We got that done, but I don't get to tell people when to move on how they feel about me. Well, and my stance has always been, I don't really care what you think about me. I just want you to think.
Here's the kicker. I don't want people to dictate your career and how much happiness you brought to millions of people in the state of Alabama, if there's millions of people in the state of Alabama, to one incident. And let's face the facts. No matter how you look at it, George Floyd, the thing with George Floyd was a murder. I've said this many freaking times because I suffer from panic attacks. I'm not ashamed to tell people about how I suffer from panic attacks.
Right.
I saw the video. I've cuffed people before. Never one time have I ever heard a man say, "Hey, man, I'm dying," and then I put my knee on the guy's head or neck. So it was a murder. But my point, I'm not going to get too much into the George Floyd and the statue and everything. The point of the matter is this. You're the king of the comedians of the state of Alabama. It's not debatable. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. You came from doing little videos on your couch to building yourself to a brand. And because 2 or 3 people don't like you no more, we're going to just forget about all the good times you gave us? No.
With everything I've done, videos, fundraising, touching people's lives in real life, taking pictures with people, just bringing a smile to them, and my activism, when I'm dead and gone, I'm pleased with what people will say. I'm good.
Do you have ties with the University of Alabama? I think we kind of skipped over that question. Answered it. Do you think?
Well, like I said, I haven't had a chance to talk to them this past season because of COVID restrictions and all that. So I don't even really know where we stand right now. But I hope I hope they still see value in what I could bring to them. But if they don't, I'll go on. But I love the university. No issues here. We're gonna keep working to make it a better place, a more inclusive place. I think we've made a lot of strides that deserve to get mentioned, but we got work to do. And then having authoring Lucy Foster, who was the first Black student at the university, send me a personal video this year. I'm validated. I'm good. We're gonna keep fighting for any disenfranchised students. Black, white, Latina. We'll fight for anybody at the university to keep making it a better place.
Well, let's go back to college sports for a second. Do you follow college basketball at all? And how do you think Alabama basketball, how far can they go this year?
Yeah, I absolutely do follow. And I think every Alabama fan watches and has watched basketball over the years. We really have. It's very difficult, man. The way that we lose games and sometimes the effort that they put forth when we have a standard that was built from football, it ain't that we weren't watching. It ain't that we weren't going to the games. Coleman has been packed. it's just we like to see a good product. It's like, I'm not going to keep turning on the TV for heartbreak. I'm not going to keep paying my hard-earned money for tickets at Coleman if y'all are not going to fight. It ain't even all about winning. It's just about the effort. So that's been the main thing. Secondarily, I think this team has got it, man.
Yeah.
When I first listened to Nate Oates when he came in, when he got hired as coach, and I actually made it my screensaver on my computer. If I went downstairs, y'all would see I'm not lying. But the three things that he said, and the third one being max effort, those things stuck with me. And I made a graphic about it and I put it on my screensaver. So I was like, man, I like that. I like that mentality. And now that I see that the team is bought into it, I do. I think the sky's the limit, because we got some seasoned veterans on this team, man, some senior leadership, and they are playing. I tweeted it when they beat Tennessee on the road. And they weren't playing like they're playing now, but my exact tweet was, that was a big confidence booster for this team. And I was exactly right, because they're playing with so much confidence. I don't think they're scared of anybody. When you go in the Rupp and beat them by 20, you ain't scared. And you go down to Auburn and you handle business, and in the LSU, these guys are not scared. The only thing that I think is hindering them is they get too many days off between games.
Yeah.
I would like to see them play every other night, because they look ready. They're like, man, come on, we want to play whoever. And they're going to keep climbing up in the AP polls. So I love watching this team. And I think they could be an Elite Eight squad. I don't want to jinx anything else. I'll put them in the Elite Eight for right now, though.
Well, if they do go on a run in the NCAA tournament, do you think we could see a couple of couch videos for basketball?
I've made 2 over the years, but absolutely, we could. I think the fans deserve that. If we go on a run in the conference tournament and then through the NCAA, I absolutely think the fans deserve some videos. So
and I think that would be unique for your brand, because you're all Alabama football, and then you start with Alabama basketball. I think that would be unique.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've done 2
right
over the years, just to, when the guys handle their business. So not opposed to it, but I may have to do one for women's basketball before I get the guys, because women's basketball, they are playing extremely, extremely well. And Coach Curry, I've met her. We follow each other on social media. So I don't want to call her a personal friend, but I love Coach Christy Curry. I really do. And she does a great job, not only with the team, but also in the community in Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. So shout out to Coach Curry.
And my last question for you is this. Obviously, with the pandemic, you can't really do much, but are you planning any comedy shows coming up, like after the pandemic and after everything settles down?
Yeah. If the pandemic ends, we're going full force. But right now, we did 2 shows, one in Nashville, one in Huntsville, to kind of test the water, see how safe it felt, how safe people felt coming out. And it was good. It was good. Could be better, but with restrictions, it just is what it is. So we'll start thinking of some things and see what's going to be best for us and for the audience.
Well, we know we're running out of time, but I got a couple more questions I want to ask.
Okay.
One question I do want to ask, or 2 questions. One, have you did anything in this book?
My cousin Marvin, who's made that book, I bought 2 from him. I had to send them back because I said, no, sign these. What are you thinking? So I got my book signed and I'm good. He gave me a workout regimen. Yeah. He gave me a workout regimen about 2 years ago, before he even wrote the book. And he posted my results on his Instagram page. I went from like belly.
We saw him.
Yeah, to Ab. So yeah, he been on my case and been my trainer quietly for a few years, man. But I'm so proud of my cousin, man. His second book that he's written, and he's just making a way. Always a good dude, always a good dad. Quiet, stayed out the way. Got engaged recently, ready to
I don't know about I don't know about quiet, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
listen. If y'all knew the stories from our childhood, man, he's a quiet dude. Trust me. He's a hard worker, and he's clearly filling up his plate and doing things. So I'm just proud of him because he calls me often for advice on the social media stuff and the branding and all that, as he always has. And we'll bounce ideas off each other. We tried to get a show together at one time, but being in two different states is a little difficult. So it may still happen in the future. Yeah, Jermaine. But man, I'm just proud of him. Really am just proud of the man that he's become.
Jermaine, that would be the funniest show of all time.
You have no idea.
I don't want to lose Marvin because the reason why we got the many subscribers that we have, because I'm not a celebrity. I mean, I'm not CBS, maybe. I'm not NBC, I'm not Kevin Hart. I'm not going to just get like millions of subscribers right overnight. It's going to take time. But the reason why we got subscribers that we do is because of Marvin. And it's because of the Marvin Constant Show. It's because of, Talon Prothro and Andrew Zhao and all those guys coming in. So, we are indebted to Marvin. However, if you and Marvin did a show together, that should get 4,000 subscribers like the first week.
We'll have to see, man, because we cousins, bro. So we're gonna argue. So we'll see how it could pan out. But we talk. Yeah, we talk often, man, and he definitely texts me to give me hell about stuff, especially when the Saints lost last week.
He likes to talk about the Falcons.
Yeah, he talk about anybody. He don't even have a team, and he grew up a Florida Gators fan, which I always rag him about. So
Jesus loves me. Oh my God,
it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. So my second to last question is, how good was the Auburn season this year?
I don't even recall. What were they like? What, 5-6, 5-5? What were they?
No, I remember that last video you did. It went something like this. It was let me see if I can do it. I can't, but basically
So it's always, man, that rivalry. I don't even call it rivalry. It's just the worst roommate situation ever. But it's nonstop. It's 24/7. I think they know where we stand, and we know where they stand. And it's just a part of the culture, man. You're gonna give them hell whenever the opportunity presents themselves. I know they was watching my video, like, wow, what this championship game got to do with us? We out of it. Like, look, y'all, we still got to throw it in your face. I'm sorry. That's just
listen, Jermaine, you got to be more politically correct than I do. I'm hardcore. I'll tell you straight up. I hate the Auburn football team. I can't stand them when they lose. It brings a big smile on my face. I know these are kids. I get it. I understand. But it's something about that helmet, something about the colors.
It's that logo, man. Yeah.
It's the city. You know what it is? It's the freaking city. I can't stand the city. I don't like. I'm about to hulk up. You know what? And the first video I ever watched you do the couch, and you start doing the laughing, and every time you laugh, every time Auburn loses and you bust out laughing, I'm laughing with you, man. I'm just saying, because it's you doing it. I'm laughing at you laughing, but it just makes me feel good. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, with Auburn, man, the rivalry is the rivalry. Much isn't gonna change, but that's part of the culture here in the state of Alabama. And I hope they don't take this stuff personally. I don't take them ragging on Bama personally. You know, I expect them to come for our neck when we lose. And it is what it is. That's a big part of growing up in Alabama, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. Wouldn't have it any other way. But I don't think it's malicious in 99.9% of the cases. You know, every once in a while you get an Updike situation, but you know, we've learned to separate that from the little petty stuff that we do every day.
All right, we're running out of time, but I want to do something real fast. I want to see if you'll pick up. Hang on one second. Can you hear that?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to take the 0 until
he's working.
What is he?
He's working. He's working.
Why did you even answer the phone?
Yes, sir. I'm in the middle of teaching class.
Yeah.
So can I call you back?
All right, I'll catch you later, man.
Yeah.
Was that Marvin?
Yeah, he's working.
He shouldn't even answer the phone.
He does that. He does it. It was telling you it's a funny story. So like, I'll call him up and I was like, "Hey man, what you doing?" And he's like, "Oh man, I just got off the phone with Courtney Upshaw."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck."
Right.
Like,
I tell you this about Marvin. We call him Mook in the family, by the way. That's his name in the family. You should meet his parents, man. My Aunt Jackie and my Uncle Marvin, who's, of course, Marvin Constant Sr., two of the coolest people you ever gonna meet. His mom, Jackie, she is the glue of the family. And they had like 11 siblings between each other. But growing up, she was always somebody she was family first. She always made sure all the kids were together during the summer, during the holidays. That's why all of us first cousins, it's like 30 of us and we're all very close. We have our own group chat. We talk. We're more like brothers and sisters, but that's because of Marvin's mom, who always just made sure we were together. And then his dad, great athlete, you know, my Uncle Marvin, just tall, handsome guy. Just cool. He doesn't really get upset about anything, but he also, you know, when we were around him growing up in Tuscaloosa, he just, you know, made sure we were men. The men were men. You know, he taught us how to chop wood, how to be hard workers and how to do things. He wasn't a perfect guy, but that's my uncle, man. I love him to death. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go down and just pop up on him in Tuscaloosa sometime this week, man. But his parents are just really dope, and I don't do favorites for my uncles and aunts. I love them all equally, but they are really, really dope people.
Well, with that said, we are definitely running out of time. Jermaine is a very busy man. He promised us an hour, and I don't want Jasmin mad at us because Jasmin will come and find me and whoop my, you know what. So with that said, Stingray, did you have fun, man? You got to meet Funny Man?
I did, man. It was great, and hopefully we can connect and he can come on my show.
Oh, I would love to, brother. Let's set it up, man. We'd love to. Good to meet you, brother Stingray. Welcome to the fold.
Thank you, man.
Before we go,
I'm sorry for all that hell you caught over there, man, with the Bulldog family, bro. You know.
Oh yeah, we didn't touch on that. But
yeah, we'll talk about it on his show, man. But I got a lot of good friends in Starkville. I go over there often, and they're good people for the most part, but they're a little nutty too.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say this. It's like the circle of life. When this show first started, Stingray was my second interview. And Jermaine was my third. Really and truly, it was supposed to be Jermaine my second and Stingray my third. But still a circle of life here. And I got both of them on right here, right now. Stingray's part of our family now.
Yeah, man.
Maybe one day Jermaine can be part of our family too. I'm just throwing the invitation out. But with that said, this has been a Sunday interview. Jermaine, Stingray, stay on the line. Everybody else, see you next Sunday.